Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Backpacktrader training room for Wednesday, February 8th, 2023. Please note the required risk disclosure. This room is for information and education purposes only. It is not to be considered financial advice. Trading of this type carries substantial risk and should only be attempted with funds that you can afford to be without. All right. YM is in what would be a get in sync short unless it hits money management here at 34.079 before our start time, or before it comes back to the entry at 34.098. Crude is actually still active this morning. Our first trade was at 902.24, the short here. Good morning, Miles. And we have a stop and reverse that didn't actually trigger in until all the way over here. Our stop and reverse would have been at 78.26. Market is open, and that trade went away from us. Soybeans picked up a short that went too fast. We picked up an add-on short here that should be the trade we're in. It was time to get into that one, and it just hit it again, so hit the entry. So that add-on is our trade there. Crude is long. Russell is flat at the moment. And a stop and reverse to short at 78.07. Still long. On crude. And good morning, Pamela. All right, the Russell picked up a short. Was it too fast to trade? Yep, 6 seconds to target one. 8 seconds to the 13 ticks, so too fast to trade. And crude picking up money management now on the long trade. Stop comes to that should be it. 22, and stops out at break even. So trade number 2 is a break even. We have one more trade there. The YM picked up a long and a short, and now back into a long, 34.072. Actually, that would go to 76. Actually, we may be still in the short. Yeah, we're still in the short. Crude with a short at 78.19. All right, the YM ultimately did stop and reverse to long there. Soybeans getting it done. We can now pick up that purple trade trailer. Picking up targets 1 and 2 for 10 and 16. And trailing at 21 flat. Looks like YM hitting money management. Stop will come to 77 because of our stop and reverse adjustment. And that's where we're tracking the stop now, 78. So we're trailing. And there's target 1. That took some doing, but it ultimately did get there. Still trailing at 88 on the YM. And we picked up the short, and that was a full stop out on crude, so that ends the session. Unfortunately, a difficult session this morning, just back and forth action. 107 for the YM stop. Soybean stopped out at 21 flat from 22.25. So 5 ticks, 2 positions. That's 10 ticks on top of our 26. So 36 ticks, 9 points this morning. 119 on the YM. Long trade on the Russell. Slow developing, but has made target 3 and target 4 now. Trailing at 64.9. And good morning to you, Jeff. All right. While things are just trailing, 123 on the YM, 129 now, 65.9 on the Russell. Unleaded gas. First trade, 29 seconds after the hour. 16-second bar. Probably was able to get into that. So that goes target 1 and 2, whichever you're trading. And a nice trailer all the way down to 47.26. Our entry was at 47.99. So 73 ticks. And one and done. Crude oil inventory the session this morning, so we will not do a 10 o'clock crude mini session. MNQ. Start time is right in here. Pick up the long on the MNQ. We're at money management. Stop at 715 flat. Trying to reach target 2 at 43 and a quarter. 66.4 on the micro Russell. Stop. YM stopped out at 143 from the entry at 076. 67 ticks. Along with target 1 was 31 with the stop and reverse adjustment. So 98 ticks on that trade. And we're actually still negative slightly, it looks like, with the 2 losing trades initially. Russell still surviving in its trade, as is the MNQ. Soybeans was one and done. Unleaded was one and done. Crude was a losing session on 3 trades. YM is slight, and there is a long on the YM. SMA trade at 164. That spiked to 65. So let's go to 66 on the entry there. And you've got a spike over here at 65 as well. Target 2 on the MNQ, so that's a successful trade. Winners on the Trades 1 and 2 on the Russell. Russell now at 68.9 for the trailer. MNQ with the first trade win. Still not triggered the adjusted entry on the YM. $69.4 on the micro Russell. That is a catapult chart. 1.5 point momentum bar, 15 tick range bar depending on your platform. Half point or 5 tick offset. That's the equivalent of the custom Renko bar on TradeStation. And MNQ trailing now as well. 730 and a quarter. Russell at 70.4 now. And good morning, Arizona Bob. I'm sorry, I got out of order here. Now we did get into that short, and that was a full stop out for 3. So that was what happened on crude. MNQ stopping out after a target 2 win at 730.25, 730 and a quarter. And that the long on the YM stopped out. So hopefully that was avoided. You were able to avoid that with the small adjustment. Russell actually still alive, and a new long trade on. This is a 200 trade off the 200 EMA. It's not part of the standard trade plan. It has not triggered yet. Short trade is the only thing that we will get. We can get a pink trade, not a blue one. And actually, this bar could set, if it closes down, and we could set up a short trade on the YM. Pound Aussie just working slowly up through session highs all along. Very slow drift up, just following the 20 SMA, providing support. Okay, that was an up close. This bar again could give us a short trade. high is 37. 2019 would be the entry, and it's just below the 50 EMA, so actually that's not a bad entry. And there it is. Triggering in. Russell up to 70.8, and there it just stopped out. So the Russell is flat now. 2 wins under the belt there. 1 win for MNQ, Micro Russell, M2K. All right, the YM is a 23 point target 1. Got to work down through the 200. And a short on the Russell. Micro Russell. Looks like it hit target 1. That's going to be 12 ticks. There's money management. So stop comes to 69.4. Target 3. And we've got money management on the YM. Looks like we just missed target. Got as low as 96. And target is... Oh, we did hit target 1 right on the nose. So that's a 23 tick win. That's going to put us just about break even on the day. And target 1 achieved money management and target 1 on the pound Aussie. Good morning, Trader Man. So pound Aussie will be one and done today. All right. YM stopping out at 118. So a single tick. That's our 1 tick break even. So we picked up 24 ticks on that trade, and I'm going to say that's probably about where we're going to be. That's about break even, and I'm going to step aside at that point. Looks like it probably should be positive on the 4 trades, but just barely. MNQ with a short trade. That's now hit targets 2 and 3. Russell hit target 4 and stopped out at 68.3. That's 3 wins on the Russell. 2 wins on the MNQ, Micro NQ. 3 wins on the Micro Russell. Those are both catapult charts using the custom Renko bars. 12-point momentum Renko bar with a 3-point offset for TradeStation, and it's a 48 tick bar with a 12 tick trend offset. So 12, 36, 84 for Unirenko set up for the bars on the Micro NQ. All right. Yeah, targets 2 and 3 on the Micro NQ, trailing at 696 flat. So the pound Aussie is in the long trade. Micro NQ in the short trade. 685 now for the trailer. And target 4. Big winner here. And the MNQ stopping out at 685. MNQ setting new lows, session lows. The Russell in negative territory in between its session open and its session low. And the YM basically at its session open. If you're not positive, there's another 200 EMA trade on the YM. The Russell with a long now, 68.6. If you're using that trade and you were not positive, then that's a possibility to get you there. Certainly if it gets to target 1, it's going to get positive. Okay, this is a big trade on the Russell because of the wick, and it's already it's started to trail, so reducing the risk to 67.9 from the entry at 68.6. And there's, I think that's target 1. Yeah, hitting target 1, so that will bring the stop to 68.7. We're certainly beyond our 13 ticks this time. Now, our target this time, yeah, there you go. Target this time was 21 ticks. Normal target 3 is 27. So yeah, I just bring it down to target 2 because of the large trade. And already trailing 68.9 now for the stop. Potential long trade on the MNQ. This will be the last trade. That's our 4 wins for the morning on the Russell. Making target 2, so that would be 34 ticks, 3.4 points. And the MNQ did trigger in long. YM did get to target 1, so if you're using that trade and were not positive prior, that will certainly get you there. That will just depend on your trade plan. I'm just showing that as an example, not necessarily saying that's the way to go. I had not tested that particular trade with the YM, but that's just some of the possibilities that Spotlight can give you. Target 3 on the Russell. MNQ in this trade. Now this is trade number 3 for the MNQ. And Pound Aussie getting very close to the stop. And stopping out. So the Pound Aussie is done. Looks like this loss of about half a pip after spread. I went into that trade with a 3.5 pip spread. And then plus your, let's see, how much was target 1 worth? 13 ticks, so 9.5. So you still got at least five pips net after spread. All right. MNQ with a full loss and back now in the short. And the Russell stopped out of its long at 71.4 to end the session with 4 wins. So 2 wins and a loss on the MNQ. MNQ having trouble deciding which way it's going to go. I will be shutting down this room in about 10 minutes. We have the crude oil inventory report today at 10:30. I'll start a new stream for that, and we'll wait for the report at 10:30 and wait 2 minutes. Start looking for trades. Micro NQ surviving in the short by 1 tick. Micro NQ is the only chart we have still active. Now is a great time for questions. And money management on the MNQ. And break even 675.5. That push took us to money management. We need another push to get to target 2. And stopping out at money management 675.5. So break even trade on the MNQ. That was trade number 4, so we can take 2 more. Here's the long on the MNQ. Plenty of time to get into this. Not triggered yet. Now, basically, my backtesting methodology is just like Troy's. I'll look for first step is to look at the chart, see if there are enough trades and are they appropriate size for your capitalization. Then do a fast test to see if you can win, just win-loss on the session. Test at least 100 sessions to see if you can get 75 to 80% session win rate. Do that with several different markets to find which comes to the top, and then start working with the UTA spreadsheet and put in each trade the way you're going to trade it, the way you're intending to trade it. And when I would do that, I typically go ahead and test all the targets to see what get an idea of whether it's worthwhile to trade to multiple targets or trade to trade a trailer, that kind of thing. And there again, you want 125 trades or so at a minimum in your UTA test. At that point, I would start bringing the chart forward test it for maybe a few weeks to a month or two, and if it stands that test, start trading it live. The UTA spreadsheet that we use is the Ultimate Trade Analyzer, and it's a macro-based Excel spreadsheet that does a lot of the work for us. In analysis work. Once we put in our parameters. And the individual trades. Once you go live trading too, don't stop the UTA, continue to keep it up, because that will also, you can see in the equity curve when you might begin to see problems if it's not recovering from drawdowns. But two things to do with that: run one spreadsheet of the trades you actually take and another spreadsheet of system trades. Now, if a trade is too fast to have been able to execute, don't put it in your testing, because that really doesn't tell you anything. Putting a trade that you couldn't have executed in your testing doesn't tell you anything. You have to work with the trades that could have been executed. All right, MNQ. I'm guessing no further than this one went. It probably. Okay, well let's take a look at it. Duplicate this one in a new window. In full snap mode. Put a horizontal line at the entry. Horizontal line at the stop. And a vertical line at the entry, and let's see what happens first. So now I'm going to make it a 5-second chart. Money management, if it's valid. Okay, there's our entry. There's the stop. Hits the stop first and comes back and before it hits the entry, so it's a valid trade. And we can do away with that one. So this is a valid trade, trade number 5. has hit money management. So the stop would be, entry was 84.75, so the stop would be 85 even, and it did just stop out. So that is break even number 2. 2 wins, 1 loss, 1 break even. No, 2 break evens for 5 trades. We can take one more trade. But looking time-wise, looks like I'm going to have to go ahead and close this one down. And I will be back shortly before 10:30 for the crude oil inventory report. We will see everybody in a little less than 15 minutes. Everyone have a good one, and we'll be back shortly.